Good morning everyone, how are you all doing? I'm Mysticle, and today I'm going to be bringing you the latest in AR and VR news. Today's main subject is of course going to be the brand new v60 update that apparently changes quite a few things and adds a really cool new layout app to our quests. But apart from that, there are a few other things that I think you would like to know about. So without any further ado, let's jump right into the video. So first things first, let's talk about that brand new v60 update, as it apparently makes our boundary system better, as well as boosts the Quest Pro's performance and adds a bunch of new cool features. First of all, improved boundary recall. With v60, Meta is adding cloud computing capabilities to the safety boundary system that it says lets the headset remember more boundaries. To enable this on your headset, you need to enable SharePoint cloud data in settings, privacy, and device permissions. By using that setting, you also allow two headsets to essentially co-locate in the same space, which is really cool, and we've checked that out in the past. I already have this enabled, so I really hope that this is going to make my boundary system better, as I have realized in the past few weeks that my Quest seems to either A, find the wrong boundary, or just not use a boundary whatsoever. And in the end, I just end up turning it off inside developer options, no matter what I'm doing. And that's not good, because you just end up hitting something. We now also have pass-through during app load. Before v60, when you launched a Unity mixed reality application on Quest, you'd see two sequential black void loading screens, effectively temporarily blindfolding you, even if you were in pass-through in your home environment. The first of those black screens was on Meta's end, and in v60, Meta is replacing it with pass-through. The second black screen is on the application side though, and it will remain until engines like Unity support pass-through during their splash screen sequences. For Unity, you can vote for that in case you're a developer. So in case you're a developer, I'll leave a link to vote for that down below, but it is really cool finally seeing these applications come together and form a whole, as right now that is a little bit of a disconnect. Every time you jump into an app, you get these black voids instead of still being connected inside a mixed reality application to the real world. So it's nice seeing that. The Quest Pro has received a performance boost. When real-time pass-through is active on Quest headsets, the system automatically reduces the maximum CPU and GPU clock speeds to compensate for the increased thermal and energy workloads of the DSP processing the multiple camera inputs. This means developers have less performance to work with, so mixed reality apps or modes support inferior graphics and performance compared to full VR. In the v60 update, Meta is reducing how severe this CPU and GPU speed reduction is on the Quest Pro specifically. Compared to v59 and before, Meta says Quest Pro owners should see up to a 34% increase in CPU performance and a 19% increase in GPU performance in mixed reality experiences. That's a pretty severe increase in mixed reality performance, and honestly, I can't wait for it. I'm still a huge user of the Quest Pro simply because it's so nice and simple to just, put it on with my glasses, and it's also very nice and simple to take off and put on whenever you want to. Horizon Worlds destinations are now in your library, as we have seen in one of Meta's slides during Connect 2023. When the company launched the Quest 3, v60 adds a Worlds tab to your headset's library tab that lists Horizon Worlds destinations. Meta didn't say which specific worlds will be listed. New home environments. Meta is also rolling out 3 new home environments for your home. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Blue Hill Goldmine, Storybook, and Lakeside Peak. At first glance, Lakeside Peak appears to have much higher visual realism compared to most Horizon home environments so far, and may be inspired by the Apple Vision Pro's near photorealistic immersive environments. I like that though. I am a huge fan of photorealism, and in case they can get that into a home environment, which I actually don't find myself using that much anymore because there is pass-through, but if they can throw that into a home environment, it's going to be nice and cozy. And I do really like seeing high quality textures inside VR, and 360 images and things like that aren't exactly the easiest to get in super high resolution. Phone notifications have been removed. So this was a feature that we had on the Quest in the past, where you would be able to receive your phone notifications inside virtual reality. A lot of people said it was nice, but then others said that it would take you out of the immersion, and that if you want to answer phone notifications, just take off the headset and check your phone. Well, now you are forced to do that. You can still get native notifications from Facebook Messenger and WhatsApp in the headset using those built-in apps, but for other services, you'll now need to just check your phone. So this was added in update v60, and it's a brand new first-party application for mixed reality that lets you spatially measure, align, and visualize real-world objects directly in your physical space. So let's see how accurate it is. I've used these things with AR Core on my phone in the past, but in case I needed an actually accurate measurement, I still prefer taking out a measuring tape and measuring. So let's do that. Let's take out a measuring tape and compare layout to the measuring tape. So you see, we were gonna do that, but I have 3 headsets and none of them have this new layout application. And it's actually kind of annoying, as I was very excited for this one. I've used AR Core to measure stuff on my phone in the past, and it hasn't been incredibly accurate. I was hoping this would do better. But not only do they not have the new layout application, they also have none of the new home environments. So it seems like Meta's up to their antics once again, and I've tried sideloading, I've tried normally updating. I don't know where these new features are. Cloud backup, end-to-end encryption. For almost 2 years now, Quest headsets have had an automatic cloud backup system for your app data, including game saves. With the v60 update, you'll be able to enable end-to-end encryption for those backups by setting an encryption pin. With end-to-end encryption, even the service provider, in this case Meta, can't access your data unless they specifically build a backdoor. That's interesting, as your game save data isn't necessarily something that I can see why you'd want to encrypt, but either way, it is your data, so you should be able to feel safe with it being in the cloud. End-to-end encryption is always good, and it's why I use a service like Signal for texting others, just because I do like that end-to-end encryption. Mutual apps on profiles. Finally, when browsing other people's social profile in Quest's v60, Meta says you'll now see what apps you both own and use, rather than just mutual friends as before. Which is a nice feature. You can see which games you and your friends can play together in case that's something that you didn't know when communicating with them earlier or in real life or whatever. Steam has that feature. It's nice to see it come to Meta, so there you guys go. Now, moving on to the next piece of news, the Quest 3 hasn't been on the Steam hardware survey for very long, but in the time that it has been, it's already one of the most used headsets on SteamVR. Just 1 month after launching, Meta Quest 3 is already the 5th most used VR headset on Steam. The Steam hardware and software survey is offered to a random sample of Steam's user base each month. If you accept, it uploads a list of your PC specs and peripherals to Valve, as well as any headset that you'd use with SteamVR. So by no means is this an accurate representation of absolutely everyone that uses SteamVR, because, well, this is offered to a random sample of people, but it does give us a very good example of what these numbers might look like. And still, the Quest 2 is on top, with a total of 40.5% of people using SteamVR with the Quest 2. Then we've got the Valve Index at 18.65%, the Oculus Rift S at 9.69%, that's pretty nice, even though they did kind of abandon that headset. HTC Vive at 5.6%, and the MetaQuest 3 at 5.2%. What I find interesting is that a total of 1.46 people still use the original Quest on SteamVR. This really shows you that a lot of people are actually buying these headsets to use them solely for PCVR. And that is also what I got from the comment section. A lot of people telling me that they just bought the 128GB model because they don't really care about the standalone titles. They're using it with PCVR anyway, which is interesting because that is not originally what standalone headsets were supposed to be. And I mark that word originally, as now we even have Steam Link on these devices. Moving on, VRChat is now available standalone on the Vive XR Elite and supports body tracking via ultimate trackers. So just a while after VRChat came to the Pico 4, it's now also on the Vive XR Elite. And I guess that makes sense. With the launch of their ultimate trackers, they will want to have a title that supports it standalone. Of course, that is the big issue with having any trackers standalone. You want the titles that support it. So it's nice to see that VRChat is going to support that on the device standalone. Of course, they have OSC, but for that to work, Vive would need to implement some sort of way for the trackers to communicate via OSC, but apparently it's just going to be there. And I can only imagine VRChat on these standalone devices is going to improve over time. For example, VRChat on the XR Elite is currently not going to support hand tracking, but it might in the future. It supports it on Quest devices after all. But in case you own the XR Elite, you are going to have that nice benefit of being able to use those trackers standalone until they release that capability for PCVR and Quest just standalone. Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted 2 is coming December 14th, and it has been now confirmed that it's also coming to PCVR. In a reply tweet, Steelwool Studios originally said the game would be dropping on PC on the same day, but didn't indicate support for VR headsets. However, the team has since clarified that it's coming to PCVR first with a flat screen version due in spring 2024. But in case you want some titles right now, SteamVR Fest is happening, and is here with a bunch of discounts. Upload VR has a great list of the discounts that you can expect from SteamVR Fest, so I will leave a link, of course, to this article down below in case you're interested in some of these titles. But some of the bigger ones are Among Us VR, which is now 25% off, Demio, which is 50% off, Hellsweeper VR, 30% off, Humanity, 34% off, Moss and Moss Book 2 bundle, 49% off. You get the point. These are some pretty big discounts. So, in case you guys are interested in checking these out, again, links are down below, and hopefully you can get yourself some nice titles during SteamVR Fest so that you can play some quality PCVR games through that new Steam Link software. In case you're using it, of course, as some people are having a pretty bad experience with that for now. Either way, though, that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day or night. If you guys like this video, please do leave a like. If you disliked it, I guess the phone works too. But let me know why down below. If you guys are not part of our community, we have a Discord and a Reddit down below where I want to see you posting your spicy memes. And thank you so much to all the Patreons supporting this channel. Much love to you guys. Seriously, you're helping out a lot. So, as usual, if you guys want to be notified of which content coming up on the channel, make sure to smack that subscribe button with your forehead, ding my bell. See you again next video. Peace.
The amount of errors that were showing up. It's like you're about to hit a wall, you're about to hit a wall.
Yep. Alright, we good.
Yeah?
Let's go.
Look at this. Can you see this?
I can see that.